Hi everyone. In the last lecture, we saw one example of pass by reference using reference variables. Now we can also achieve the same thing using pointers and dereference operator and using the address of operator as well. So we want to build a function watch video which gets what is the total number of views for a particular video right now. And here is some logic which we will skip. And what we just want is the view count should be incremented by a value of 1, and this return type can be made void. Okay, uh, so this should be void, and we want to update this value so that the changes are reflected here as well. Okay, but if you do something like this, you call this function watch video views, and here you write views equal to views plus 1, and you simply do cout views. We know that this is not going to work because again there are two copies, one in main and one in watch video method, and I can show you also. So if I do something like this, I get the same output 100. Now I want to make this work, so what I can do is I can say let me show you what we can do here. Okay, so we don't want to make a copy, but what we can do, we can actually pass the address of this bucket, and since we are passing an address, we need a pointer variable here. Okay, let's call it as views, or we can call it as views pointer. And what we can do, using this pointer, we can update this bucket. So we can say star of views pointer equal to star of views pointer plus 1. So whatever is the old value, increment that value by a factor of 1. Now you may think what is going to happen, so let me build the code and show it to you. So now you can see the output is 101. It is working perfectly fine. Now let me explain you at memory level what is happening in this case. So this is main, and here we have this method. In the main we have this variable which is known as views. Okay, and this is storing a value 100. This is a variable here, and we are trying to update this variable via this method. So when we call this method watch video, so we have another stack frame. So this is watch video, and here we have a variable which can store the address. Okay, so it can store the address. So this variable is known as views pointer, and since it is of the type int, so this is of the type int star, you can see that means this will point to this. Okay, so when you're passing this value, so what is happening is int star views pointer is getting equal to and of views. That means this is storing the address of this object. So let's say this address is abc, so views pointer is equal to abc, and here what we are doing, star of abc. What is star of abc? If we discussed, if you use star with some address like abc, that means we are talking about this bucket. So this is actually equal to this bucket, which is the actual views bucket in the main, and we are incrementing this by a value of 1. Okay, so effectively using this address, we are changing this bucket by a value of 1, and you can see if you now print views here, you are going to get an output of 101. Okay, so this is how pass by reference works, and we are passing a, instead of passing the object, we are passing the address, and using that address we are directly making changes at that particular address using this dereference operator. So here we used all three operators. This is a pointer variable, this is a dereference operator, this is a dereference operator, and this is the address of operator. Okay, so either you do this or simply use reference variables. It's totally your choice. I prefer using reference variables for most examples where I need to pass the objects by reference. Okay, so that actually makes the code a little simpler and easier to understand, and we avoid these confusing concept of pointers in that case. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you.